The desert was endless, a sea of red sand under a violet sky. Elias Mercer had been traveling for days, his rover kicking up dust in swirling clouds, when he finally made camp for the night. Firelight danced across the dunes, casting long, flickering shadows. The silence was broken only by the hum of the generator and the occasional whisper of the wind. He thought he was alone, but he wasn't. A presence watched him from the ridge. At first, he saw nothing, just the faint shimmer of heat waves rising from the sand. Then she appeared. Tall, lithe, with skin that seemed almost translucent under the moonlight. She descended the dunes with an elegance that defied gravity. Her eyes glowed faintly red, and her hair moved as if alive, even though there was no wind. She was an alien, he realized that instantly, but there was something more. Something predatory. Vampire. Elias froze, one hand hovering over the plasma sidearm at his belt. His mind raced. Stories of alien vampires were whispered among traders, told as cautionary tales. Yet here she was, real, walking toward his fire. She stopped at the edge of the light, her gaze fixed on him. "Do not fear," she whispered. Her voice was soft, melodic, yet it carried a weight that pressed against his chest. "I mean you no harm yet." Elias swallowed hard. What are you?" She tilted her head, studying him. "I am Kalyth. I have wandered these dunes for centuries, listening, watching. You have a spark. I can smell it." "A spark?" Elias frowned. "I'm just a human. Nothing special." Her lips curved into a small, knowing smile. "Humans are dangerous in ways we do not expect, and in ways we admire." The firelight illuminated her fangs for a fraction of a second, and Elias's pulse quickened. He knew he should be afraid, yet something in her presence, strange and intoxicating, rooted him to the spot. She stepped closer, but not threateningly. Her movements were fluid, cat-like. He noticed the way her eyes seemed to pierce his thoughts, reading the fears and courage he had tried to hide from himself. "I know why you are here," she whispered. "And I know what you seek." Elias started, but she raised a finger. "Do not speak. Not yet." The wind shifted, carrying with it a strange scent, earth and ozone, blood and iron. Elias realized she was drawing near, studying him as though deciding if he was worthy. "What do you want from me?" he asked finally. "Nothing," she said. "At least not yet. But you will listen. And what I tell you, no human should hear. The universe is darker than your kind knows. And you are a part of it now." For hours she whispered secrets. Names of planets thought abandoned. Ships that never returned. Civilizations wiped out before their histories could be written. Elias listened, heart pounding, mind racing. Each revelation challenged everything he thought he knew about humanity's place in the cosmos. "They fear you," she said, her voice barely above the crackling of the fire. "Humans. Your kind is reckless, curious, and bold. And because of that, you endure. You survive. You thrive." Elias shivered. "Why tell me this?" "Because you must know," she replied. "There are choices ahead. Decisions that will change the balance. And you will be tested. I have seen the spark in you. Do not let it die." It was terrifying. And yet, somewhere deep inside, he understood. Humans thrived not because they were perfect, but because they dared. They endured pain, they risked their lives, and sometimes they changed history. Days passed, though it felt like moments. Kalyth shared visions of interstellar conspiracies, alien alliances, and predators that hunted across star systems. Each story she whispered chipped away at his certainty, replacing it with awe, fear, and responsibility. First, Elias tried to rationalize. She's testing me. This is some alien mind game. But the intensity in her eyes, the subtle pulse of her energy against his, told him otherwise. You are not like the others, she said one night, leaning closer to the fire. You endure what we cannot. You face what we flee. And perhaps, you can make the choices we never could. Choices, he echoed. Yes, she whispered. There are secrets hidden in the shadows of your own kind's expansion. Secrets that others would kill to keep. And yet, you will need to act. He realized then that humanity's reach across the stars was far more precarious than he had imagined. Allies could betray, colonies could collapse, and entire worlds could vanish without a trace. And yet, he also realized that humans, with all their flaws, had an unpredictable strength that aliens could not replicate. The night air shifted. A predator, one of Kalyth's own kind, far more brutal and less restrained, approached, drawn by her presence. Elias tensed. The alien vampire hissed, and the air itself seemed to vibrate with her warning. Stay close, she whispered. The predator emerged from the shadows, black scales glinting in the firelight. It lunged at them. Elias instinctively grabbed a nearby energy rifle, firing at the creature with human tenacity and luck. Kalyth moved with terrifying speed, dodging the predator's claws and slashing with fangs that could rend metal. They fought side by side, human and alien, predator and prey, in a dance of survival. Elias realized something profound. Fear did not stop humans. It sharpened them. Pain did not paralyze humans. It drove them. And in that moment, Kalyth saw it too. The unyielding human spirit that her kind, immortal and patient, could neither understand nor replicate. When the predator finally retreated, defeated, Kalyth turned to him. You are remarkable, she whispered, voice soft, intimate. Most humans would have fled. Most humans would have died. I'm not most humans, he said, catching his breath. No, she replied, a faint smile curling her lips. You are something else. Something dangerous. And wonderful. That spark. It is rare among your kind. The fire flickered between them, shadows dancing across the dunes. Elias realized he had crossed a threshold. He had stared into the unknown, faced danger beyond imagining, and survived. And Kalyth had shared with him secrets no human should ever know. Yet in the sharing she had given him understanding, perspective, and perhaps a kind of guidance, an alien hand pointing toward the future. By dawn, Elias packed the rover. Kalyth stepped closer. The path ahead will not be easy, she said. What I have told you, it will weigh on you. But humans, you endure. That is your greatest weapon. I'll remember, he said. Every word. She nodded, her eyes reflecting the rising suns. Good. And remember, trust your instincts. Humanity has a way of surviving when all else fails. That is why I chose to whisper to you. He watched as she melted into the shadows, a figure of grace and terror, leaving him with knowledge that could save or destroy countless lives. The fire's warmth lingered, but it was nothing compared to the spark she had ignited in him. The courage to face the universe's darkest truths and still move forward. Elias sat for a long while, staring at the dunes. The world had grown larger, more dangerous, more beautiful. And he understood something vital. Humans could endure. Humans could defy the impossible. And humans, sometimes, could even earn the trust of beings who had watched galaxies die in silence. The alien vampire woman's whisper had changed everything, and he would not forget it.